Today, I want to give you guys a clear, real life example of what it feels like, what it looks like to choose to live super consciously over unconsciously or self consciously. So, if you watched yesterday's episode, you'll know that I have committed to posting a YouTube video every day for 111 days. Now, this is something I have known in that knowing way that I need to do for years. And I've gotten there, but every time I've gone to do this YouTube thing, I don't know why I just did that, but whatever. It's a real thing. I'm putting in quotation marks. Anyways, I also promised myself I'm not going to re-record. We're doing this imperfectly perfect. Okay. So, back on track. I have just known. I have known that the way that I move through all of my limitations into completely living limitlessly, which I'm doing in a lot of ways, but when it comes to my passion, my magic that I'm here to give, I have known for a very long time that the vehicle is YouTube. I hear it, I see it, I channel it, I feel it, but I have also known that I need to do it daily. And I don't know why, but I do know that that's what I've known is true. And so every time I've jumped back on the YouTubing bandwagon, I have tried to resist that. I've been like, oh, that's too much. 7 days a week, that's too many times. You can't do that. It's too much work. As I said yesterday, the thumbnails, the titles, all the reasons why it's too much. So then I tried 4 days a week, 3 days a week, 2 days a week, and then just disappeared and then came back. And then there were no views on anything. So my ego took a hit. And then my self conscious and my unconscious got all the validation that they needed. So let me explain this a little bit more. My unconscious, our unconscious, it runs off of memory. It goes off of what it knows. And all that our unconscious self wants to do is keep us safe and alive. And our unconscious self, our unconscious mind, is running our lives 95% of the time, unless we disrupt the programming. By we, I mean us consciously in the moment, the we that you are here, the you that you are here now, the me that I am here now. And this is me currently disrupting the program, and I will get more into it. So, next, so my unconscious was like, you've tried this before, you've already messed with the algorithm, YouTube's not going to show your videos to anyone because it was, and then you disappeared. So now it's not like all the thing through all the YouTubing courses I've learned that I'm here to debunk. I'm here to be an example of when we just trust and do what we want to do, what we love doing, how we love doing it, how it excites us, how we enjoy, how it feels effortless and easy. The universe will deliver everything we need. So I am here to be living proof of that. You can follow along in the journey. That is my purpose of coming back to this YouTube thing, which I do also see. Oh my goodness, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm going to try and keep it as short and sweet as possible. But what I do see is that all of those experiences before of trying to do YouTube in all the ways that works for others. I'm not saying it doesn't work in all the other ways. It's just, does it work for you? Just like anything else in your life, right? So for some reason, through all the other podcasting, social media, all the things that I'm, called to do, to put my energy and effort into, to find my community, to grow this divinely aligned community to more beings that just want to live as we're designed, that want to live enjoying our lives every day. So I just looked at the time and it's 1:11. Anyways, so where was I? Our unconscious mind is just going to be running the show. It is going to, it's when we're in autopilot, right? It's how we drive to the grocery store without thinking about it, right? It's how we take a shower and don't have to, watch a how-to video before we do it. Like, it's the part of us that is just, it's programmed. It's just going to do what it knows to do based in how it did it before. And therein lies the problem if you haven't recoded your programming. Because in this very simple example, but complicated daily life of mine that I'm going to walk you through in today's episode, my unconscious in this example is giving me all the reasons why this hasn't worked before, because that's what it knows. That's how it runs. It runs off of memory, right? And off of how that felt. And so when then, my self-conscious took the hit in the past of like not getting the views, or the highs and lows of like, this worked, this didn't, was it the title, was it the thumbnail, was it what I said, lighting was shitty, whatever, all the reasons that don't really matter because it's about the message, was what I was living in. And it was exhausting. It was an exhausting battle. And so then then your self-conscious is the part of you that is, it's your thinking mind in the now, right? It's the part of you that's logic and analytical and trying to figure it out. It is trying to figure out the best way to be the good girl or boy, the best way to, be validated and valued and seen, and get the love and the praise and the approval and the validation that unconscious self is seeking and searching for, because the unconscious was running the show. And the only thing really running other than our superconscious, which we'll get into, but our unconscious when we're born is just there sponging it all in for like the first 5 to 7 years. Our unconsciousness is just taking in this world around us, and from that creating our belief system as to how we get what we need to survive, right? If you think about babies, toddlers, little kids, they are so innocent, but they are formed by the world around them and how they get what they need. Okay. Before I will do more, if you want, let me know below if you want more talks on consciousness. It's my favorite topic of all topics. But anyways, so then 5 to 7 years old, our ego starts to kick in, our self-consciousness, and starts to see we're this individual person. And people have these beliefs about us, and we have beliefs about people. And we get into the world of like judgment and control and manipulation, and like figuring out that we start testing boundaries and figuring out that we can like do things in certain ways. Like 0 to 5, you're just figuring it all out. You're just sponging it all in based due to your environment, which again, remember, you choose. Again, for another video. But then this, like, let's say 7-year-old starts to process all of that, not knowing that's what you're doing, all of what you've taken in, and also is now having this ego develop, feeling and seeing that you are a person that people have opinions about, and that there is, this is good, this is bad, this is how you get what you want, this is how you get in trouble. And from there, from 7 to 14, that's when our emotional IQ really starts to form. And 7 to 14-year-old us is what locks in those beliefs, those definitions, those programs that then for most people just continue to run the show. Most likely still are. And it's this constant battle when you start to wake up, which I'm going to assume that you have whatever level of ascension you're on. If you're still listening to me, this is resonating. So we start to see that there's things we believe, there's things we're doing, there's a lot of things that aren't in alignment with what we want, but it can feel so complicated and so overwhelming, because if we're this way, then what are these people going to think? Because we have these beliefs and definitions around who we are, around what we do, around how we do it. And they're so conditioned in us that our unconscious doesn't know what else to do, right? And so the unknown feels unsafe. It feels like death. right? And it is because that ego, that identity that we've formed, or the many identities that we've formed to get what we want, need to die, unless you want to keep getting that thing and living that way. But when you really truly wake up to the fact that you want to be free, that you want to live limitlessly, that you are the creator of your reality, it's exciting, but it's also incredibly challenging, because you have to then choose every fucking moment to move forward, to go into the unknown. Now, our memories and the things that our unconscious has stored to keep us safe, there's a lot of value in it. There's a lot of value in it. Like, we need to know that we don't just walk out in front of a car, but we also don't need to hold ourselves back because in the past, when we shared this thing, someone on social media attacked us, and now we just feel like we can't speak our truth, right? Like, there's such different circumstances to our lives than when we were 4, right? You are not 4 anymore. You do not need to keep yourself safe in the same way. And the ways that you innately need to keep yourself safe, your unconscious will keep doing. But our unconscious learns through repetition. It learns through doing, through behavior, through memory. And so when we start to wake up and discover the power of living super consciously, we can then recode, rewire, rewrite the programming that we're running on. But it takes living it. It takes doing it, which is what I'm here for. I'm here to be a coach of you living super consciously instead of unconsciously, because it's going to be so much easier for a long time to just slip into that programming, right? But for most of us, we update and upgrade our computers, our technology, more than we do our inner self, our inner beliefs, our knowing, our knowing is our knowing, but we don't believe it. We don't trust it. We've put all of our faith and our power outside of ourselves, and we look to everyone else to have the answers for us when no one else can. There's many people, maybe one of them, that can give you inspiration, that can activate and awaken things in you, because that's what we're here to do. As humans, we are here to be mirrors and trigger and activate and awaken things in people, to show us things in us. And it's then on us, though, to become responsible. The only way that you live a life that you love, that you enjoy, where you are healthy and prosperous, prosperous. Gonna keep going, gonna keep true to my promise of not now re-editing this. Prospering, all the things. Anyways, if you want to live that life, you have to choose to live it. You have to take responsibility for your life. If you aren't willing to take responsibility for the life that you are living, you will never feel like you have power. You may be someone that has that has a lot of power, that has a lot of money, knowledge, a lot of followers, whatever it is. But if you don't feel like you are truly living your life for you, you're not going to feel like you have the power. And for most people, then what they keep doing is showing up in these roles and doing these things to have this fake feeling of power and control, because we're all looking to be empowered, to be in our power for ourselves. But that doesn't come through controlling someone else. It doesn't come through likes and followers and views. Yes, it can amplify your confidence. It can amplify your message, your impact. But it is up to each and every one of us to take responsibility, to do what we want to do. And the world needs more people that get this, that show up. And this is why, because I have been sitting here for years knowing what I'm looking for from others, that the people that I follow, that I have learned from, the coaches and the mentors and the teachers that I have been so inspired by, are all people that walk the talk, that live authentically, that do what they want to do from a place of love. And so I have been sitting here knowing that I want to do this, but allowing my unconscious and self-conscious to give me all of the red flags as to why this isn't going to work due to things in the past. But what happens then is we just keep reliving the past. So in so many ways in my life, I have evolved, I expanded, I healed, I did a lot of work. But this final piece, and again, the puzzle's going to keep growing, but this final piece right now for me is that I know that I just need to show up authentically, vulnerably. And the only way, and especially being a sacral generator who's 6'2" profile, I have to learn through trial and error, through doing and experiencing. And so the only way that I can know how I want to share my voice and how I want to lead and coach and teach and do whatever it is I'm here to do, that I felt called to since birth, it feels like, is to fucking do it. And so if I keep trying to do it in a way that doesn't work for me, I'm getting to my point, although hopefully this is activating things in you, can feel it. The only way that I can truly experience what I preach every day to everyone that I'm coaching is by fully, completely doing it, which means that I know I am supposed to, right now, for at least 111 days, post a daily YouTube video as imperfectly perfect as it needs to be. No excuses. It's going up. No views. Doesn't matter. This is for me, because this is how I'm going to find the way to the next level. And the thing is where I'm going with this is I don't get to know what that is, and I don't know how good it gets to be. And we need to shift our paradigm from constantly stopping ourselves from going forward because we're afraid of how it could go wrong, of how it might not work out, of how we might be perceived or judged, because that's just going to keep us in the same way of doing things that we already have done. If you truly want to grow and expand and evolve in this lifetime and experience all that you're here for, you have to do new things. And so if you want to live super consciously, which again, I'll explain super conscious in a minute more, we need to live in the now. We need to be present here and just follow the calling. Just follow the calling. And it is going to terrify your self-conscious and your unconscious and your subconscious and all the other parts of you that are not that higher self, that super conscious that has the bigger picture. So our super conscious, it is the field. It is the quantum field. It is the Akashic records. It is our connection to it. It is the divine. It is love. It is God. It is whatever, however you see it. But it is this energy field that knows all, but it expresses itself in the now. And that's what we're all here to do. We are here to be channels of, as I say it, as I see it, as I hear it, the divine. And when we channel in the moment, which just literally means being here now, being present, following what you're called to do. When you are doing anything in your life that you just love doing, and you could be baking, you could be playing soccer, you could be singing, just any time that we are doing something that we just get lost in, that we aren't in our thinking minds, that we aren't stuck in the stories of the past, that we are just present and flowing and feeling and moving and doing, you're channeling. And yes, I am a conscious channel of the divine and of people's high selves, and also can trans channel that. It's something that terrifies me, the trans channeling part, because it is so powerful, and it is, not gonna lie, to just let your consciousness go and things come through you, it's scary because you don't know what's going to come out of your mouth. So I've been holding myself back for years because I'm so afraid of saying the wrong thing, of triggering or activating something in someone that I'm not supposed to. But I realize now that that's not possible. Again, another video. Oh my goodness. Okay, so to try and stay on track as to what this video is, I'm here to be an example of everything that I preach, everything that I know, everything that I have learned through all of the incredible, incredible teachers I've learned from, which I will get into more later. I know I keep saying that, but this is just the beginning. Over this next 111 days, if you're interested in all the things that I know and am passionate about, then subscribe, stick around, and go on this wild journey with me. But to wrap this up, I'm really like wanting to keep these videos right now. And again, if I feel called to do longer form in the future, I will. We all know, if you know me, I love talking and channeling and making the longer form. But right now, I feel called to like 20-ish minute videos. So my point in showing up today was that I was in this battle all morning with my day started it started with me sleeping in, which like very rarely happens for me. So that put my meditation, put my whole routine behind. And then I got in my head and gave myself all the excuses as to why I should just like not record today. And have just been in this battle of like, I should do the laundry or run these extra errands, like literally anything to stop me from doing what scares me the most, which is following through on this commitment, because I know from my highest perspective that this is the next step for me. And I don't currently, Cortnie sitting here recording, I don't need to know how, because I know it's exciting my sacral, which is my inner authority. It is, I feel completely in flow. There's no frustration. I'm just sharing authentically. Now, my unconscious and my self-conscious, my unconscious is running on the memories and the programming that we could be judged for wearing a hat, not washing my hair, not editing out the times where I've said things weird, whatever it is, where I've just been me. I'm going to watch this video back and like pick myself apart if I allow it. I'm not going to, but I could very easily, as I'm sure you can relate to. If you're here still, I'm going to assume that you are someone that knows that you're here with a bigger purpose, with a power and a light that doesn't make sense to you, that scares you, because in the past, it has been too much. You haven't had answers for why you feel what you feel. You felt alone. You haven't felt like other people get you or live like you. We look to this world around us and feel like everyone around us has everything together, knows what they're doing, has the plan, has their like schedule of when they create content and when they don't, and how to edit and all the things. I tried to be that person for literally the last year, and it has done nothing but frustrate me. But my superconscious has kept moving me forward. It hasn't let me give up on this knowing and this dream. But then my self-conscious comes in and is like, but who are you? Who are you to think that anyone cares? Who are you to say that in 111 days, you know that this is going to be a life-changing portal for you into the next level of your reality, which is what we're all here for. We're all here playing this game, trying to slay these dragons of resistance and self-doubt and all the bullshit stories in our head, advancing levels to get higher and higher in this game until we get to a point where we just see how limitlessly we get to be. I don't know where that just came through, but clearly for you. Okay, so what else do I want to say? Let's see if anything else wants to come through for you, for me. I think just to like clarify all of this and why I'm here is to just empower you, inspire you, encourage you to right now just tap in. Maybe let's tap in. Place your hands over your heart. Breathe and just feel. As you breathe, feel your chest rise. Feel your breath expand into your belly. Feel the contraction on the release. Do this 3 to 5 times. This alone is one of the greatest tools that you can ever unlock in your toolbox that you have. It will recalibrate you. It will calm your nervous system. And just from this place of connection, just pause. Be present and just see. What are you perceiving? What are you seeing? Where can you shift your paradigm right now to a vision, a view, a belief that serves you? Whatever is going on for you, what right now do you want to do for you? What feels right for you? What's calling you to move towards it? What's exciting and expanding you? You know, if you know human design, if you know your inner authority, like what is your inner authority telling you? If you don't, it's a great key to find out, but just trust yourself. That's all that it takes. I will do courses and videos and things in the future in how to just live as a channel, because you all can. Everyone can. Every single one of us is here to be a channel of the divine. And when we do that, we are just being our higher self. And anything that is ever exciting and igniting something in you, anything that is calling you to it is meant for you. When we need to rationalize, when we feel like we need to over explain or over understand or figure anything out, we're in our self-consciousness. We're in our mind. And then when we're not doing anything or we're doing things out of fear of things happening like they have in the past, or we're just doing things in autopilot until we reprogram it, we're in that unconscious self. So the trick to living super consciously is catching yourself as often as possible, bringing your presence here now, choosing what's right for you, doing what you want to do. And the more that you do that, the more empowered you feel. You become unstoppable. You become unstoppable, but it takes training yourself. And so that's what I'm doing now for you. I have already done now a couple 111-day challenges for myself that have been more in private because they've been for me. But this one that I feel like I'm meant to go on publicly, is the reason I'm doing it is because I know this is the answer for everyone in your own way, is simply to show up for yourself, to do what you want to do. But you have to do it consistently, because our superconscious will be leading and guiding through that excitement. Our superconscious, the divine, the quantum field, the Akashic records, they talk to us through energy, through frequency, through in the now knowings that are just knowings. There aren't words for it. It's just innately in you. It's programmed, it's coded within you. And only you can know it. Only you can tap in. Again, there's a lot of modalities and a lot of ways where you can decode your sacred frequency, your sacred codes. But you have to be willing to choose yourself above everything else. And the more that you do that, the more light and love you're going to bring to this planet, because that's how every single one of us is coded. If you are here to be a channel, to live in the present, to raise the consciousness, to be a divine being of love and light consciously, it's all for the better of everyone. So you don't need to worry about it being selfish or conceited, or that you're going to come off full of yourself, because anyone that even sees or feels that, it is only because it is triggering and activating something in them where they know that this is a path for them, but they have these beliefs that that's what's going to be seen of them, that they're going to be seen as selfish or conceited, right? So I'm here to hopefully show you that through me spending this 111 days bringing through whatever wants to channel through from me, all that I care about is that it's rooted in love and light and positivity, and like my truth in the now, my experience, my expression. And hopefully that will inspire and encourage you and give you more permission to do what you want to do. I hope that this is all making sense. I'm going to trust that it is, because the thing is that what I'm learning, because I'm working one-on-one with people who are, investing their time and money and literally changing their lives within days in ways that I can't even know is possible, because your higher self knows so much more than we can ever know on a human level. So I'm just here to be a conduit and a portal and an activator of it within you consciously. And so what I'm seeing is my clients following through and doing what I'm telling them to do. And then I'm sitting here on this thing that I'm like, but is it gonna, are people going to see it? Is it going to be a waste of my time? Is this how I find my community, the people that are meant to be on this journey with me, and so on and so forth, right? But all I hear is yes, and we don't get to know how, we don't get to know when, and we don't get to know why. We just don't. We need to tap in and tune in to what inspires us, to what we want to create, to what feels exciting and fun for us, and then follow through on that and allow the universe, God, the divine, to do the rest. But you have to be co-creating. And the more that you co-create with the divine, the easier and easier it becomes to live aligned. The only reason that people don't live in alignment, the only reason that people don't see the abundance and the beauty, is because you're trying to be anywhere other than where you are. So I'm going to leave you with this. Be where you are. Do what you want to do, and stop trying to be where you don't need to be yet. It is so refreshing to stop trying to be 10 steps ahead of yourself. And again, this is what I did today, is I tried to just sabotage my day by planning it out. Planned it out yesterday perfectly. I had the perfect plan for today to be so productive and so inspired, and then woke up with a totally different experience than how I thought it was going to be. And now I see that it is all working out perfectly. So just trust that whatever is going on, however it is however it's meant to be. Be responsible, do what you want to do, follow through for you, and live limitlessly. Stay divine, be aligned, all the things. Okay. 33 minutes. I'm gonna go now. I love you. Please, if you want to go on this journey with me, subscribe, like this video, share it with anyone that you feel like could use a reminder. And know that anything that resonated and activated within you is your highest self pointing you in the direction of your dreams and desires coming true. Okay. Love you lots. I'll see you in the next video.